All right, so everyone is talking about TD Jakes being a power bottom for Diddy. And we're going to have an adult conversation about this, right? I'm going to try to be as succinct as possible, but there's a couple of points that I want to make. The first thing I want to say is that I don't believe it. The second thing I want to say is that I'm not even a TD Jakes fan. I'm non-religious. I am agnostic at best. I don't know if there's a heaven. I don't know if there's a hell. I don't know if there's a God. All I know is that what has been taught in the Bible, I don't believe in it, okay? Now, if you want to believe in it, that is up to you. You get to subscribe to what you choose to subscribe to. But when it comes to these religious leaders, I think that people put them on these pedestals, on these pulpits, and they expect for them to be these, deities, which they are not. They're made of the same flesh and blood that you and I are made of. And so I put nothing past another man, another woman, because we're all the same. So I don't look to TD Jakes and say he would never, he could never. Could he be a power bottom? Absolutely. Is he a power bottom? I don't know. If it is done between consenting adults, I don't care. Okay? And that's where I am with it, right? I just want to ask you, just follow me just for a second, right? So you're TD Jakes, right? You have a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar empire built around the word of God. Why would you go into the middle of a Diddy party and put your legs up in stirrups and just have random dudes just running through you one at a time? In the middle of a party. Just getting torn up in the middle of a Diddy party. In there sweating holy water. I don't understand how that makes sense. I don't understand how that's logical to people, that people could actually continue to perpetuate this like it's true. And based on what? Suppositions, rumor, innuendo, hate, jealousy. What else is there to support TD Jakes being a power bottom? And if he was a power bottom, the only reason that you care is because you're weaponizing homophobia. Oh, he can't be a man at a clock. He can't be a... Y'all gonna learn to stop being fooled by this religious trickery, this skullduggery. Like, at some point you have to start growing up and understanding that Santa Claus may not be real. Kids, get out the room. But at some point you just have to start asking yourself questions. I saw something today that said, if Jesus was in the Middle East, how did he manage to find a Matthew, a John, a Timothy, what have you, in the Middle East? And I thought that was a very profound thing, because those aren't Middle Eastern names, but this is who you found over there in the Middle East. But I'm just saying, ask yourself questions about the Bible. But that's not what we're here today. What we're here to say is that today the internet has become, it's the tabloid. TikTok is the tabloid. Back in the day we used to have the Inquirer, and you would go into the grocery store. I'm not sure if they still exist or not. At least I don't see it as much as I used to. And there'd be a big story, Angela Bassett pregnant with aliens. And some people would believe it. Now, sometimes the National Enquirer did get it right, because they got the story about Whitney's drug den correct. But normally, they would just come up with the most outlandish stories that they could possibly conjure up, and people would buy it because people wanted an escape. And to me, that's what the internet has become. It's a bunch of people on here who are in everybody's business, right? Whether it's Will and Smith. It's interesting to me when I read Will and Smith, Will and Jada. When I read the comments about their relationship, how everyone who is not in their relationship are experts on their relationships. The same thing with Kim and Croy. How everyone who is not in Kim and Croy's relationships are experts in their relationship. I personally take a I don't care, I don't give a damn, and I don't know disposition about most things. It's just simply not my business, right? And so when it comes to this TD Jakes thing, if he is the power bottom and it was consensual, where is the story? There isn't one, as far as I'm concerned. The only story is homophobia. And y'all will have to grow up and grow out of that too, because LGBTQIAP plus persons are within the church. They are within your religious organizations, right? They are all throughout the organization. They're not just choir directors. They're not just in the choir, okay? And so, again, I don't believe that this is true of Bishop T.D. Jakes. And this is me saying this not as a fan of his. This is me just saying as a person who is rooted in reality. This is me saying that coming from someone who looks at people who support Trump and wonder how can they not see the obvious. But then when something like this comes around, the same people who will see the faults in supporting Trump will get behind this nonsense. And it makes me ask me, why are people so eager to spread nonsense and gossip? Because there's nothing. I'm going to tell you, I personally wish that there was an accountability button, on the internet, because so many people are able to get on the internet and just say whatever they feel and don't realize that some of the things that they say have real life repercussions. I read some of the comments on some of the things that people say, and it's just mind blowing to me, the level of insensitivity that exists in this world, and people just feel like they have carte blanche to say what they want when they want, as if, there isn't a real person on the opposite end of those words. Now, I don't support TD Jakes. I'm just, it's not my jam. But when I see something that is wrong, I just feel compelled to speak out against it. Like, you know, this man has a wife, he has a family, he has a career, and now that this rumor is out there, it's out there forever, in perpetuity. There is nothing that he can do that's going to take away this muck and this mire that you have put on this man's name with absolutely no basis. None whatsoever. Like, it's like everyone is eager to be Tasha K, to just be messy for the sake of being messy. So anyway, that's how I feel. I feel like, you know, TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, everything has become the National Enquirer at this point. I'm curious to know what you think. So if you believe TD Jakes is guilty of it, well, and again, not even guilty. If you believe that he likes, you know, to get his back torn up, comment below. Because it's possible. But again, if he does, it ain't my business. But I do want to know what you think. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.